What's up everybody, Brick Sanchez here, and in today's video I will show you, I just got this in the mail right here. So as you can see, these are the light kits that I use to light up. As you can see, we just recently lit up that little juice bar there, what I use to light up all of my Lego buildings. Let me zoom in there, as you can see, Palace Cinema. So let me show you the booklet here. As you can see, this is from Lightailing, giving your bricks new vitality, bringing shine to your world. So this is the light up your old fishing store. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take this away from here, bring it to the sorting room, and that's where I will be installing these lights. So let's get into it. Right guys, so that was faster than I thought. So now this fishing store is disconnected from the beach. Now I'm gonna show you guys, because these light kits use the USB type of connection. I know there are a lot of other ones who just use small plugs that connect into circuit boards, whatever. But I really like these. This only cost me 11 euros if I'm not mistaken, so that's very cheap. Not sure for what the rest of them go, but either way, I'm gonna show you guys how I got rid of those USBs, because of course we need a place to channel all the cables through and all that stuff. So as you can see here, around the intersection of these base plates, I've made a hole, and I think the hole is about probably 2.5 centimeters in diameter. So that's perfect for a USB plug to go through. And then underneath there, let me see, can I even check it? Do you see the hole? Oh, barely. Yeah, okay, so the hole is right there. And then the plan is to install them like the rest of these wires. As you can see, there are a lot of them, but that's not something to worry about now. But now we're gonna get to the installment of these lights. Alright guys, so here we have the fishing store in my sorting room, and now I'll be showing you this manual. So this is from Lightailing. As you can tell, Lightailing always provides the manuals. I don't always follow these manuals. I do, to check out where everything's supposed to go, of course, but then to hide the cables and stuff. I know some of you will find better ways to make the cables go around somewhere so you don't see them in the inside and stuff. Some of them you can see from through the windows, you can see them hanging and stuff. I don't really like it. I try to cover them up as much as I can, but either way, this one has a manual. I had the Ghostbusters HQ recently. I bought that light kit for that, and it didn't come with an instruction manual, so I kind of had to guess where everything had to go. Looking at 3 of the pictures that were on the AliExpress, yeah, on the page where I could buy the set. So either way, this one has a manual, so I'm gonna go through it real quickly. I'm gonna check out where everything has to go, and let's see how it goes then. Alright guys, another thing I forgot to say is the first thing you always got to do with these is these are all the way, these came all the way from China, so to check if they made the trip. So as you can see, we have 2 different strings of USB powered lights. So first off, what I'm gonna do, and that's pretty handy out here in the sorting room with this special thing that's supposed to be for an iMac. It has 2 of those USB plugs in it, so now I can check if they all work. First I'm gonna loose this up a little bit. So let's see what we got here. You gotta be very careful, because it's very easy to tear up these wires, and then you have to strip them and like twist them so they work, but then they're pretty ugly. So as you can see, we have this round thing here. Got one of those 1x4 with the LEDs in them, pretty cool. And then we have this 1x2 transparent tile, also with a little LED in it, and this one. So let's plug them in, see what we got. Okay, so as you can tell, these are all working. First off, we got the transparent one that's changing colors rapidly. Normally I'm not a big fan of those rapidly changing colors. Maybe in a disco or something that would be nice, but for the fishing store, I'm gonna see how it turns out. Either way, then we have this cool headpiece, which is now also glowing. And then we have those 2 warm white lights to light up the entire space probably. So yeah, these are working, very nice. Now we can get to the second one, and these appear to be almost all 1x4 regular lighting bricks, and then another one of these minifig head pieces, which I'm wondering, yeah, As you can see, these will go out here. These are lanterns, so very awesome. As you can see, they also come with this little tube piece that you can keep the cables together with, or if you want to split them further apart, you can just do it like this, like the same with earbuds and stuff. So alright, so we got 5 of these ones. Let me just plug them in to see if they all work. Yeah, so we got 5 of those warm white lights. Pretty cool. And now we have this little lantern piece out here. So alright guys, I'm gonna get started with this. I'm probably gonna fast forward a lot of stuff, and then I'll talk about the most important stuff you gotta look out for. I've installed about, I believe, let me think, all of the modulars, probably around 15 to 20 of these light kits. So I've come across some things that are difficult to do. I've had my setbacks and all of that stuff, so I just wanted to make this video to show you guys the step-by-step process and whatever can go wrong, and what you have to do in case it goes wrong and all of that stuff. So let's get into it. Alright, so first off, let me see. So this instruction manual here says you got to take the roof off first, but I'm gonna go skip ahead a few pages to see whatever needs to be turned away. So the first thing they want me to use is this string out here. This is the string with the 5, so that's this one with the 5 warm lights 1x4s. So okay, so the first thing we have to do is assemble this awesome lantern here. So first off, let me take off the roof. Let's see what we can take off out here. Without breaking too much stuff. Right, so we need to get here. So let me see what I can let go. And always, whenever you take something off of this, I tend to forget where every part went. So I try to lay them out in the same direction, same position as they were. So if this piece were supposed to go here, so I'm gonna try to put it down here so I can easily remember where it went. Same with this piece. For the direction of that stuff, it's in this direction, so I'm gonna put it right there so I kind of remember it. Alright, so now we get this big wall here. Let me see, because it's difficult with the latest Lego sets. They make everything so intertwined, so sturdy, that it's pretty difficult to break it off, but we will manage. I'm gonna take this off quickly out here as well. Okay, so now I have broken off enough bricks for me to be able to get a little bit of that cord going in there. So as you can see, these strings are very, very tiny, so they are supposed to go in between 2 studs, or even in between 2 bricks next to each other. So if you're having trouble with clicking on the other brick, then you should try to separate the cords as well, so you have the minimum amount of thickness, and then it will be a bit smoother as well. I had to do that with those other cables, depending on the quality of the brand that you're gonna buy. That's why I really like Lightailing. These are nice, wide, very, very very tiny cables, so they always fit. I've had some other brands who are very difficult to fit in between stuff and all of that, and then they have these red and black cables, which are very ugly. So I would definitely go with Lightailing. They're one of the medium, price wise they're like medium, so not too expensive, not too cheap, but it's very good quality, and it's always a lot of very bright lights in it. But either way, so I'm gonna take this mini build, if I have it. So this mini build, as you can see, and then we're gonna start immediately by replacing this. Now you have one part out here, one side where the cable is sticking out, and we obviously want that to go to be the wall side. So as you can see, This is now facing the wall. So we have our lantern out here ready to go. Now what I want to do is this jumper tile, which goes underneath here, I want the cable to go right behind it between those two studs that you can see right there. So that's what I'm going to start off with. So you have the least amount of cable visible. So what you can do, I've just placed this on here. As you can see, this is looking pretty smooth. You still see a bit of the cable though. If this cable is hanging too loose, what you can do is leave the jumper tile not completely pressed inwards, and then you can still pull a little bit on here to get it more tight out there. But as you can see, this was not necessary for me right now. So alright, so we have our first, let me see if I can use something to push with. But we have our first connection out here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let the cable go into this wall here. So yeah, I'm going to try to get this in here. Voila, as you can see, this looks pretty okay. Now on to the next one. Voila, this one here. And the last build here. So alright, there you go. So that's, oh, I almost ruined it. So as you can see, we have our first light installed, and depending on if you mind this little white cable there, if you really mind it, then you can probably cover it up a little bit more. Maybe I'm thinking maybe make it go around a little bit, but for me this is pretty cool because yeah, it's pretty obvious that everything with electrical or lights, anything electrical, will have some wires, so it's a bit more realistic in the defense of this. But either way, that's depending on what you like. So yeah, that was the first light, so pretty easy. Now let's move along, see what they want us to do here. Okay, that's what we were doing. You can also do it like them. I've just pushed it through the wall already, but you can also make it go up the side a little bit more and then have it leaving out of that in between those bricks there. So okay, so the next thing is we have to install what I believe are 3 of those pieces out here. So I'm gonna check, I'm gonna see how we're gonna do that stuff. All right. Alright guys, so that was a time lapse, as you could have seen. Now I've attached all of these, even this dangerous one hanging here. That's always dangerous when you got roof pieces with a short amount of cable. You gotta balance them right here to keep them straight like this so they don't fall, don't break the cables. But as you can see now, inside we had a bunch of cables in the way and getting attached to all of these, or getting stuck behind all of these other things here. So for now what I want to do is I want to hide these cables. So as you know, the hole where I'm gonna put this USB through is gonna be around here somewhere. So I'm gonna aim it towards here. So first I'm gonna try to get it through underneath the roof, and then behind all of these little pieces here. I'm gonna try to put the cable underneath there. So I'm gonna show you guys that now. I'm gonna raise up the roof here a little bit, just enough so the cable can pass through. Now let me see, I'm gonna have to take the USB out here, make sure it's not, yeah, then I can put it through here. Okay, so now it's through. Okay, so it's pretty easy to make a mess. Alright, so I got this here. Let me just put it underneath all of this stuff. I'm gonna try to. So now we got a little problem out here, as these are a lot of cables together. It's a pretty tight fit, so I'm gonna try to divide them between 2 studs. So I'm gonna take half of this and one like that. Yeah. All right. So as you can see now, They're one stud apart, but it works a little bit better like this. Now I'm gonna check out for the rest. As you can see, we have some cables which are not equally the equal length, so I'm gonna try to loosen this up just slightly so it can still, the cables can be tightened up. So now I'm gonna see which one I will need. Alright, so this one, that's not the right one. Alright, so as you can see, I'm pulling the cable from here and it's getting tighter down here. Yes, don't pull too hard or you might break them. That's not what I want to do. Alright, so as you can see, now these have kind of equal length. And something else you can do with these leftover cables out here is just you can twist them or something. But then as well I can put like a little stud out here just to hold it down there. So let me see if I got something here. So I got this 1x1 transparent stud. It should hold this like that. Then if you can see, you only see the wires from the top of it. So if you look underneath here, if you look inside the store, normally there shouldn't be any wires visible. So look, so we have that small one out here. Which one is it? Right, so my 1x1 stud just got loose. Right, so I'm gonna try to fix that later and just place the camera back. As you can see, a 1x1 is pretty okay, but a 1x2 should normally do it a little bit better. So let me see if I got some 1x2s out here. So I got this little thing full of 1x2s. I'm gonna use a yellow one. Let me see what we got here. This cable, and this one. Alright, so I've just made this little connection here. I've pulled all of the wires up. Now normally there shouldn't be anything visible from here. No. So that's pretty cool. And then we can put on this one once again. So now that that's intact, we can start by, let me see. Sorry for this terrible camera work, guys. I'm really bad at filming stuff. So the roof can go on top of here, but first we have to hide all of these cables. So let me see. This would be pretty cool as well, but I'm gonna try to do it from out here. So first off, alright guys, I'm going back to time-lapse mode. Alright guys, so I got this coming out of the wall out here. As you can see, this is where the more thicker part of this cable, this is where it all lines up. So this is pretty difficult to hide. So I'm gonna have to take a look later how I'm gonna hide all of these cables out here. Maybe I can put like a plant piece, put it like this somehow. But so we'll have to figure that out. But now I'm gonna stop with this for a moment because I still have another string to attach. So let's see, because this one also has to come around here somewhere, somehow, to make it easy, but it's gonna be pretty difficult, I believe. But either way, we're gonna look how we're gonna do it, because this cable will also have to go through that same hole, so I'm gonna have to be sure that they are able to fit together. Alright, so starting with that now. Alright guys, so after a lot of removing and re-bricking these plates and bricks and pieces, I finally managed to get all of the USBs in, even though this cable is a little bit short. So this is gonna be difficult to get through that same hole down there, so I'm probably gonna have to drill another one. Or I'm gonna have to let it go underneath this roof here, even though that's not gonna help that much. As you can tell, that's the problem with these thick cables. Let me just like that. So as you can see, now we got this hanging out of here, but this thick cable is very difficult to cover up, so I'm gonna have to let it go through the back here anyways. This is something annoying, but either way, this is finished, so I'm gonna plug it in real quickly and then I'm gonna place it. But while placing it, I'm gonna have to take a look at this and how I'm gonna fix this, because this is really annoying. And if there's maybe a better place somewhere where I can let this connection end so it can go together with that other USB better. So, but first off, I want to see the magic, so I'm gonna plug these in because it's always a lot nicer to look at. And as you could have probably told already by now, this is not complete accurate fishing store. As you can tell, I've made this little adjustment out here, and those bins and stuff are all in different places than they should be. Either way, I made this little shark thing here that I used to have in a lot of movies and stuff that I saw, so that's pretty cool. But now let me see. Alright guys, so as you can see, the lights are all working. It's looking pretty cool. Now I'm gonna try to turn this a little bit. It's difficult with the cables behind them there, but as you can see, we can now look into the building. Very awesome. And I'm gonna try to get a back shot. Hold on. Alright, so I'm gonna try to look into the fishing store when we open this up, so you can look in there. But now we're going out here as well, so pretty cool. There are some wires still hanging there. I'm gonna see how to fix that when it's all in place. But that's very awesome. Now I'm gonna show you a night view of it. Alright guys, so as you can see, this is the fishing store at night, and you can see the light reflecting on the table. They are pretty bright, even though it's not that visible on camera. But very awesome, that rapid changing light out there. Kind of getting used to it now, because you know, it's a fishing store, so, and a kind of lighthouse, so it will need to attract some attention. And it looks like it changes its pace as well, so it goes pretty fast now, and then yes, it's going a bit slower. But either way, let me turn this around a little bit. As you can see there, the light, very awesome. You can look into that upper floor there, so very awesome. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna place this into the city. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've installed or I placed the fishing store on its original position. So the lights are looking very cool, catching a lot of attention there with the rapid color changing. But for the hole, for my original plan for the hole that we had here, I'm gonna have to cancel that or reimagine it, because as you can see, that hole was underneath here, but this cable couldn't go underneath there because this piece is too thick. They didn't leave enough room to make it go far away. And now this one is looking pretty ugly as well, so I'm gonna have to come up with some rock formation out here where I can hide that USB. I've just momentarily put it here with an extension cord, so I'm gonna have to fix this underneath here as well, some type of USB splitter. Alright guys, so I totally forgot about this old fishing store light kit here and the video that I made for it. So I was looking at it yesterday, and eventually I got it all fixed. All of these cables were hanging loosely here. Now I fixed all of that, and now I will show you how I did that. As you can see, probably the city has changed a lot already. So yeah, I made the original video a few months ago, so now I will be able to show you guys how I hit these cables. So first of all, let me see. The cable used to come around here, the USB. So what I did is I just rerouted that all the way back here. And now, as you might have seen before, so the cables were pretty short. So I came up with something, so I've placed the two underneath here. And as you can see, we have a little bit of a cable connection here. So that is how I got a USB from down here. So I got one of these, this one has 5 different different USB plugs. And so I took 2 of them because these wires are also pretty thin. They can fit in between the bricks, not really perfectly as the kits themselves, but either way, so we were able to get that through the hole in here, through that hole there. And then I was able to get it behind these little fence pieces here, and that's how we hit all of those little plugs and stuff. So that was pretty handy. We were very lucky that it has a big open space underneath here. Alright guys, so that rounds up our installation video for the Lightkit for the old fishing store. Sorry for taking so long to post this. As you see, the city has changed a lot already. Either way, hopefully this was pretty helpful to anyone who's bought a Lightkit like this or who doesn't really understand how to install them. But either way, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.